Hello, it is I. Now, car manufacturers tend to sugarcoat a lot of things in their commercials. I mean, Rolls-Royce don't talk about their cars being BMWs, BMW don't mention that their new 1 Series is basically a countryman, and Tesla don't talk about their outrageous panel gaps. But what if these companies were more honest with their adverts and said things the way they are? Well, that is why I made this video. Now, quick disclaimer, if you're a fan of Mini, Porsche, Range Rover, Jaguar, Vauxhall, Lamborghini, BMW, Aston Martin, Maserati, or Toyota, then you might want to click on this video as you may get offended. But for those of you staying, make sure to obliterate that like button. 4,000 likes is the goal, you already know. If we can hit that, then I'll make a sequel with manufacturers that you guys suggest. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into this video. We started making cars in 1961 with 3 principles: to be simple, cheap, and of course mini. Everybody loved our brand. Our cars were featured in super famous movies like The Italian Job, The Bourne Identity, and of course Mr. Bean. So to celebrate our 60th anniversary, we decided to rip out those 3 principles and make our cars complicated, expensive, and humongous. We even ditched the old school manual gearbox for an 8-speed auto because nowadays, hot hatchbacks are more about performance rather than driving pleasure. And this is our creation, the all-new Mini John Cooper Works GP. Yours for just £34,000, even though this is powered by the same engine you'd find in the BMW X2. In the early 50s, we created one of our most iconic cars, the 356. This was driven by James Dean, Jerry Seinfeld, and even Steve McQueen. Then in the mid-60s, we created one of the most iconic cars of all time, the 911, the greatest sports car the world has ever seen. Then in the early 2000s, we nearly went bankrupt. So we started making family cars, a lot of family cars. In fact, we created more family cars than sports cars, which transitioned our company from serving purist driving fanatics to serving middle-aged mums and men having their midlife crisis. And in this uncertain time of gas shortages and world pandemics, we thought it was time to innovate. So we commenced this journey to create the ultimate EV saloon car, a car to be powered by a 750 brake horsepower electric motor, pushing this 4-door family car from 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds, going on to a top speed of 162 miles per hour. Yes, we know the Plaid is faster, but who wants to drive a Tesla? In fact, we even put turbo in the name of this EV because, as we all know, anything with a turbo badge would attract teenage rich kids. And that is how a legend was born, introducing the brand new Porsche Taycan Turbo S. When you love innovation but hate Tesla owners. Do you live in the countryside? Nope. Do you have a family of 5? No. Do you want an SUV that's built in India? Not from India, no. Then why would you even consider the Range Rover? We make cars for farmers who want to take them off-road, not rich rappers who want to drive through cities. I mean, these rappers don't even have money like that. Like, why do they want to splash out their money on... Oh, okay then. We don't care who you are. Farmer, rapper, parent, YouTuber, monarch, none of that matters. As long as you've got money and or you're a Tory, then you are one of our own. Range Rover. Expensive cars for rich people who want to go bankrupt. You're a classy man, so you need a British car. You have no friends, so you don't need many seats. Your PP kinda small, so you need a big engine to compensate. But your money's lacking, so you can't afford an Aston Martin DBS? Wow, that's very unfortunate. How broke do you have to be to not be able to afford? Don't worry, because we have you covered. The Jaguar XKRS is the perfect car for you. Jaguar. Because everybody who drives a Jaguar wish they had an Aston Martin. Are you 17 years old? Have you passed a driving test? Do you have a weird obsession with girls that are a little bit younger than you? If so, then we have the car for you. The all-new Vauxhall Corsa, starting at just £18,190. We have no idea where you'll buy it at that price, just wait a couple of years and it will half in value. Anyways, Vauxhall, when you want to throw your money down the toilet, which is pretty ironic seeing as our headquarters is based in Luton, which is an absolute In this day and age, non-car people just want 3 things from a car. For it to be big, eye-catching, and big. That's 2, why did I say 3? However, Lamborghini have only ever specialised in making mid-engine supercars and Grand Tourers, apart from in 1986, when we created a monstrous Lamborghini LM002, which was essentially a Hummer H1 powered by a Countach V12. This car didn't go down so well, but we thought we'd give another go at our very own successor to this Lamborghini SUV lineup. So here is our Audi RSQ8 with a Lamborghini badge. It starts at just £160,000, which is 60 grand more than the Audi, easy, but it comes with 50 extra brake horsepowers, which is definitely not worth paying the extra £60,000. But we all know you don't care about the power, you only care about the badge, you cheeky little poser. So if you want the ultimate super SUV from the greatest supercar manufacturer, get the Lamborghini Urus. Please, I know it's expensive, but it's a Lambo, okay? Forget I even spoke about the Audi, forget about the RSQ8, buy the Lambo, it's a Lambo, it's not an Audi, shut up. Now as cars evolve, they become faster, more comfortable, practical, economical, and safer. But they also get quieter due to noise regulations from the Euro 6 emission standard. But not in BMWs, because we are the ultimate driving machine. We do not tolerate noise regulations. So sit back and listen to this. Wow, what a soundtrack. BMW. We definitely don't amplify artificial car sounds to the cabin to make the car seem more powerful. Okay, maybe we do. And you'd be lying if you never dreamt of being James Bond, going into exclusive events, being surrounded by Bond girls, and driving incredible Aston Martin cars. Except we were too associated with James Bond that all of our customers were middle-aged men and pensioners. So we got rappers like Santa and Dave to advertise our cars and get a more diverse fanbase towards our manufacturer. So if you're a former Jaguar XK owner who's made enough money to afford an Aston, then this is the car for you. The all-new Aston Martin Vantage. The most beautiful, advanced British Vantage yet. Even though this Aston is a Mercedes C63 which we charge double the money for. Aston Martin, because all British cars are basically German now. Everybody has dreamt of owning an Italian Grand Tourer, a car that's beautifully designed, with an interior full of leather, that's powered by a large engine producing a beautiful symphony from the exhaust pipes. But not everybody could afford a Ferrari. Well, no problem, because we have you sorted. The Maserati Gran Turismo S. Our cars are stupidly unreliable, but our cars sound so good that you'd always love us. Starting at just £92,000, but if you wait a couple of years, it'll go down to £20,000. Maserati. If you buy your cars brand new, then you have some serious problems. In 1978, we created our Celica Supra. 3 years later, we debuted our second generation A60 Celica Supra. Then in 86, the first Toyota Supra was born, the A70. It was a fan favourite featuring a revolutionary twin-turbo 1JZ motor, which was very well received. Twin turbos were unheard of in ordinary road cars during these times. So we created our fourth generation A80 Supra in 1993, featuring a bulletproof twin-turbocharged 2JZ which became a legend. Journalists and racing drivers dubbed this the ultimate driving car. So 2 decades later, we teamed up with the creators of the ultimate driving machine BMW so we could borrow their B58 motor, the infotainment system, and basically every button to create our new ultimate driving car. And that is how this new legend was born, the A90 Supra, the ultimate driving machine, which you can't get in manual, so if you want a better driving car, get a BMW M140i. It's basically a Supra but with a manual gearbox, and it's much more practical. Now if you like this video, then you might enjoy this video up here, so make sure to give that a watch now. Give it a watch now, otherwise I will ship your family to Luton, yeah? You would hate it. You would hate it. Also, if you want to subscribe to my channel, then there's a button down below here which should guide you to my channel where you can subscribe. Anyways, have a good one, guys. Cheers.